My friends, esteemed colleagues, today we are going to discuss a little bit the difference between light and the sound, and how we should open our mind to not only follow one source of information, but take from one source what we can and then move on, but always use our own brain to analyze things that we receive, so we empower ourselves to come to conclusions, not to accept conclusions of others. We take the information, we process it, and we come to solution. Now, I'm going to approach this through frequencies. Now, some may wonder what has frequency to do with light, or what has frequency to do with sound. For those of you that follow my work, you already know that everything that we are aware of is based on frequencies. Now, what frequencies are we talking about? Electromagnetic impulses. And for example, we see sunlight, and well, we see it like transparent or maybe white light. But if you run it through a prism, then depending on the frequency, the sunlight is going to break down in a variety of colors. So white light goes in, and on the other side you have now different colors. You have a green, you have a gold, you have a blue, okay? So these lights represent particular frequencies which are incorporated in white light. Now, are those all frequencies they are? No, because we only see frequencies that our brain is programmed to demonstrate to us in the form of light, and depending on the frequency, there will be particular color. Now, what is frequency? Frequency is movement in the form of wave. Now, this wave comes in intervals, longer or shorter intervals. So if the intervals is shorter, tap, 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 then frequencies, we call it high frequency. If the frequencies are spaced apart, tup, 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 we call it low frequency. Now, again, what does that have to do with light? Well, different color will represent different frequency. When you go to blue or violet light, you have very short frequencies. When you go into red, you have long frequencies. Long frequency penetrates deeper. Blue frequency doesn't penetrate. It's very superficial. Now, we are all being told, oh, we need light. Light is healing, yes. But then we put shades. When you put shades, you are blocking certain frequencies. You don't see all the spectrum. So we should not wear shades. Now we are being told, oh, it damages eyes. This is not true. Light does not damage eyes. I experimented through it. I sailed a lot, and there is no more exposure to ultraviolet light than at sea, because you are hit from above and from reflection, rebound from the sea. So it's, you are bombarded with light. And I was sailing without sunglasses. And what happens is that eyes adjust, your iris closes more, and you can tolerate it. I can look at the sun. Of course, not for long, because it could be damaging if you like anything that you overdo, that you have too much, is going to be bad for you. But sunlight, if you look at it for a short time, nothing is going to happen. Now, since there is a frequency involved, well, every movement, every frequency produces sound. So whatever you can see is also exists in a form of sound, but same as light, you don't see all the frequencies as light because you are programmed only to certain frequencies to be shown to you as light. And similar is with the sound. You have only short, small spectrum. Within a huge spectrum of frequencies, only small frequency there, I don't know, a few millimeters out of 10 meters is something that you can actually hear. And same, only a few millimeters is what you can actually see in the form of light. Now, our eyes, so we can make a picture, our eyes take the light and turn it into particles. And as the particles, they make mosaic, and according to frequency, they put color. And this is how we can see things. So everything you see is frequency, but in a form of light. Now, what you hear is sound, but again, there are frequencies that you cannot hear as a sound, but they exist as a sound. This is why Aboriginals, I call them original people of Australia, they always say, well, we can never get lost. They go on a walkabout, and they say, we don't get lost because Earth sings to us. We follow the music, and they sing back. So they know always where they are. To us, it's difficult to understand this because we are modernized, we are brainwashed. And the brainwashing starts from the moment you are taken out of mother's womb. Because you are very connected in that stage. You know who you are, you know where you came from, you know everything. But then when you're taken out, doctors are trained to make you immediately drop everything and focus on this reality that you are now entering. And how doctors do it, they smack your ass. It is not to make you breathe. They think so, because that's what I thought. But it is not so. When the child comes out, it knows exactly what's happening, it knows where it's coming, and all it wants, again, the warmth of mother to be put on mother's chest. But instead, they receive smack. So, oh shit, what is this? Ah! And right away, they get in this reality. And very quickly, they disengage. And then, of course, you go to drill through religious organization. Every religion is lying to you. And then schools, every school is lying to you. Every professor is lying to you. They don't know it because they were lied to. But it's all based on lie. Even the so-called science, I call it science, is based on lies. Atoms. Okay, we can say particles exist because we create them. They don't exist in quantum field. But once manifested, and they are manifested through us, then you see them. And you can feel them. But they are not in a form as science tells us. Atom doesn't have this many neutrons and protons and electrons. Electrons don't exist in this form. And I talked about this. So now when we go into talking about the differences of light and sound, well, we are made to focus on what we see and to take us away from what we feel. And you are forced to go to indoctrination center. You are forced to learn how to read and write. Is it good or is it bad? Well, we are disconnected. So we need a way of communication because we have destroyed telepathic ability. Not that we don't have it, but we are simply reprogrammed in such a stupid way by ourselves, by our system of miseducation, that we have lost this ability. My niece, when she was a kid, she had it. We played hangman, and if I focus on a word, she started laughing and she immediately spells it for me. So, because she can read my mind. And she could be on the telephone talking to her girlfriend. She was, at that time, I don't know, in 4th year of primary school, 5th year. And, you know, children in the States, you know, for those who don't know the United States, even young kids already, girls, they have a spray, they spray their hair and put some makeup. And, you know, she was telling me, oh, I have the same hairspray as you do. And the girlfriend that lives few houses down the road, How do you know what hairspray I have? Well, you have this and this hairspray. How do you know? Well, you hold it in your hand. How do you know? Well, she knew. Telepathy. We should know everything when we connect. But we are purposely taken away from this. And of course, her mother was helped through Catholic upbringing. She is Filipino. So from Catholic upbringing, she was helped to go through medical school, and she thinks her life is owed now to church, and huge amount of money going to church all the time. Again, she became slave. And when she noticed abilities of her daughter, oh, that's devil talking, no, don't take her to church, don't do exorcism. Anyway, so that's how this is how we are being brainwashed. So, again, why is this so important? Because we can do just about anything, but we have been skewed away from doing it. And light, why they tell us, oh, science is about what you can see, what you can feel, what you can touch. Well, forget about everything else, which is basically where the truth lies. Because you can be lied to if you focus on what you see. This is why there is a written language. You write, I'm a female. And I say now I'm female, you have to believe me because I said so. Okay? It's my right. Yeah, well, it's my right. Yeah, I can say whatever I want. But I cannot impose on others to share my sentiment. You know, some dude comes to me and says, oh, I'm a girl. I say, you're a freak. You're a freak. Okay? But when you write something, it's a message. Message represents something. And if you are forced to read it and memorize it, well, you are forming opinions based on what you read. But is it what you have read? Is that true? Well, most likely not. Because as we are being lied to about everything, just about everything that's written is lie. But we can get to the truth. Or we can at least know what something is, when something is lie or not. How do we do it? Well, what is thought? Thought is broadcasting of an idea. What is a written word? It's writing this idea down. Now, if you write something that is not true, and you know it is not true, and as you are writing the lie, you are contemplating on it. Well, I know it's not true, but I'm going to write this is because I want that individual to think that what I'm writing is right. If you think this way when you're writing, all this is going to be trapped on this paper that you are writing it on. Because even the paper in quantum field represents electromagnetic structure of sacred geometry, we call it. So as electromagnetic field, it is always active and can easily shift when another electromagnetic impulse goes there. For example, there are some tribes, especially in New Guinea, that do not like their picture to be taken off. Why? Because they say that with every picture they are losing piece of their soul. Because they know that picture has an imprint of their current state. So, for example, when we were practicing dowsing and frequencies, then Roger, Master Dowser, he brought a picture. And picture was of young Bill Gates down in his, I think, primary school, some young picture, some picture like when he was very, very young guy. And he dowsed him, and the frequency of him was, I believe, 600 68.9 or something like this. We were all at that time on this frequency. And when he does the current photograph, the photograph resonates with 666. Okay? So, signifying, now we know that 666, when it shows up, then, and you look at particular individual that is representing this, you know that it is talking about Kabbalah, about dark side. And when he was young, he was not resonating in this. So this is something that he went into. But you can scan anybody and see what is their frequency, and you know if they are good or they are bad. For example, when we Roger found out that there are two energetic vortexes on St. Martin in Caribbean. And he located them, and one of them was in someone's driveway, so we didn't want to do anything there. But one was on a mountain, on a road that very few people ever go, because the only thing is at the top was antenna. And maybe 5 meters off the road in the bushes, there was a rock, about 1 meter diameter, few rocks, and this is where the vortex was. And he scanned it, and vortex was resonated with, I believe, 12,000 hertz. Then he scanned himself, and he scanned me, and we were radiating with 500 and I believe 69 or 56.9, because the last number is always decimal. And we said, okay, well, my wife also was with us. She was same as we were. So we went on this vortex, and we hugged, and went into calm state, like meditative state, with intent of raising frequency. And frequency went up. Something like 20 hertz. And we started doing it on a regular basis, and it was going up, and we wondered if we can ever reach the 12,000 hertz, which we did. And more people joined us. So I said, okay, well, we cannot fit all here, but since Jesus said that you can move mountain, so maybe we can make our own vortex somewhere on the road there where it's more space, and then we can all go into this vortex. So I basically just pointed with a hand, and I said, well, this area here resonates with the frequency of vortex, having in mind the vortex of 12,000 hertz. And Dowser went to check, and when he stepped in a circle, the dowsing rods closed, telling him, yes, this is resonating with this frequency. And we continue raising frequency, first on a vortex, and then on the circle we made. And every time we made a new circle, which then would be higher, I used our frequency that we achieved, and we were going way higher over the frequency that was in the vortex, until the frequency stopped rising, and we couldn't raise it anymore. So I told Roger, okay, scan me. I'm going to make a thought. I'm going to ask if we can raise frequency, and if we can, when it's going to happen. And he basically, I put the thought in my mind. I said, okay, are we going to be able to raise frequency? And when I was with that thought in my head, I would nod, and he would raise and say, what is the answer of the Darko's question? And thing was answered, yes. So he didn't know what I was asking. I just said, no. So he raised. So I said, I see it is yes. So I said, okay, when is it going to be? In a couple of weeks. And Rats said, no. So I go, well, in a couple of months. And Rats were like, yay, nay. So I said, okay, in more than 3 months. And Rats went, no. Okay, so it's in less than 3 months. So it's in 2 months. Rats, in less than 2 months. Rats closed, Rats again said no. So I said, well, in less than 1 month. And Rats said no again. So I said, well, something is not right here. So I said, well, if it's more than 1 month. And Rats said no again. I said, is it in 1 month? And Rats says yes. So I said, is it in 28 days? And Rod says no. So it was exactly 1 month. And this is what I told Roger. I said, Roger, we don't have to come here. Something is happening. We cannot raise frequency for 1 month. And in 1 month, we will be able to do it again. He said, how do you know? I said, well, I asked and you said. So he tried several times to come and he couldn't raise frequency. And then exactly when it was 1 month, I already forgot about this. But yeah, it was on his mind constantly. So exactly 1 month, I received a phone call from him. Darko, you won't believe, you were right. I raised my frequency today. It's exactly 1 month. So from then on, we stopped again raising frequency. Now, why we couldn't raise frequency for some time, I did not know. Now I know. Because we were coming from low vibration into high frequencies, and body needed time to settle, to adjust. So it stopped raising frequency. And it took 1 month for body to adjust so we can continue. After that, we never had any more problems. And we went to million hertz of frequency, over 1 million. Actually, 100 and something thousand, because less number is always decimal. But I don't even measure this anymore. I occasionally ask, okay, I want my energy to be on the highest possible level my body can tolerate. And that's it. Now, why is this important? Because as we were rising frequency, people were coming, and we were able to raise the frequency not 10 and 20 for 10 and 20 hertz, but from most of people were at that time 56.9. Some of them were 50, no, yeah, a few degrees less, and one was in 46 or something. But it was over 50 hertz, or if decimal is included, 580 something hertz. So once one girl came, and she was very negative. And I don't trust what this guy is doing with this. And what happened? Every one of us dropped frequency for, I don't know, 20 or 30 hertz. That's how we got affected negatively by this absorbing the negative energy from this individual. Of course, we went back and raised it up again. But this is how we get influenced without not being aware of this. Now, what happened is that we are all part of one electromagnetic net. Every living creature has to have representation in this net. Otherwise, it would not exist. Or people would not be able to perceive it because it's not in the net. What is not on the internet, you cannot load down on the computer. Basically, same situation. So, as we were rising our frequency, and more people came, this was having impact on the net. And people that were coming, they were already coming with higher frequencies. Not as where we were, but they were much higher than when we started. And then they didn't have to wait for this period of adjustment over 12,000 hertz. They would probably come with like 2,000 hertz, and we'll bring them to 100,000 hertz. Sometimes overnight they drop a little bit. So next day, well, we would do it once or twice a week. So next time when they came, they were not where we left them. They dropped a little bit, but only because of their negativity, maybe exposure, not having faith. And some of them would stay, and then just continue rising with us. And those that dropped, now we will rise them up or raise their frequency up, and they would go up with us. But more and more people, as they were coming, new people, they already were higher with frequency. Now this would sound like, okay, who knows, circumstance. Well, we said, okay, let's scan the money. Let's see how US money vibrates. And we took a dollar bill and resonates on 666. We try $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill. They don't resonate on this. And we are just focusing on 666. So Roger takes the dollar bill. I look at it and I bless the dollar. and I ask him to vibrate positively, to be a gift to people, to mankind. And Roger scans it again, and 66 frequency is gone. So he says, what did you do? I said, well, I blessed it. So he takes the dollar bill, puts it in the wallet, takes another dollar bill, scans it, again 666. So he blesses it, checks, wow, gone. He puts it in the wallet, takes another dollar bill. Well, this dollar bill did not resonate with 666 anymore, because it was with the first cleansed dollar, and since it's a same frequency that has been influenced to shift through well, I don't call it observer anymore, I call it creator, because we are creators. So since I have shifted the frequency, the shift spilled onto next dollar. So now we start asking everybody when they came to raise frequency, do you have dollar bill? So we're taking, and at the beginning, dollar bills were resonating 666, and all of a sudden, everybody on the island, when they brought the dollar bill, was not resonating anymore with 666. So we start asking people at the airport, somebody's friend is coming, or tourists, okay, do we have a dollar bill? And right there, we would scan it, 666. And we would bless it. Well, a month later, there was no more bill that was $1 bill that was resonating on 666. Whoever came from a plane, fresh bill from the United States, did not resonate at all, because it's the 100 monkey reaction, or what they call it, the herd immunity. It's all the same thing. It's one influences the other, the group influences the whole net. And give it some time, and it spreads through the whole net around the planet, affects everything of that frequency. Because we are creators. Doesn't matter if I do it, if Roger does it, if you do it, we create through intent. Roger went, bought eggs from a US supermarket in the same market, and took one egg out of the box, and put his machine on frequency of pesticide, herbicide, and checked, and the egg had the same frequency. So he blessed the egg and said, this is healthy egg. Checked it again, the frequency was gone. He put it in the box, took another egg, again resonates bad, does the same thing, puts it back there. When he takes the third egg, well, already the energy from the first egg spilled on that one, from that one to another one, and the whole box was already cleansed of the toxic pesticide. And unfortunately, I don't do it all the time, because, I'm airhead like we all are. So I'm occupied with my things. But whenever I wake up when I'm in the store, I always bless everything. I bless all the produce, I bless all the eggs, all the meat, everything I bless. I bless people, I bless everything. We don't even understand how huge power we have, and how huge changes our action creates. Now, when you write something, there is the written message, and then there is electromagnetic signature behind it. And the signature has way more information than the writing, because there is much more information coming from the brain, because it will record everything what you were thinking while you were writing. This is why awakened children that have very sensitive chakras, and they palm chakra, they can read through them. It's enough for them to put hand on a book, and they know exactly not only what is written in the book, but what the writer was thinking, what he meant by what he was writing, in what state he was when he was writing. They get way more information from this than we get just simply by reading. This is frequency. Now, as we are waking up, and some doctors are waking up also, like myself, we get sidetracked. We received one thing, and we zero on it, and everything is now about this one thing. like Dr. Cruz. He's with light. I love his work. But he's limiting himself because he only focuses on light and gives all the power to the light and ignores everything else. Well, he's just getting bits and pieces. Now he puts everything that happens to a body when it's exposed to light, he attributes it to light. Well, this is not exactly what's going on, because we are foremost influenced by electromagnetic frequency. Was noisy car going by. So you miss a whole bunch of stuff if you focus only on one source of information, in this way, light, because that's information. And the frequency that you get from light, there are very few. And they do not really affect you as badly as you think. So when you start focusing only on electromagnetic frequency, a cell phone, oh, that's terrible. Oh, there are only a few frequencies there. You can ignore them. Body gets used to them. Body adjusts. You have a genetic system that adjusts to. When first time radio was promoted and radio antennas stopped popping up, what happened? Flu. People got sick from it. It's a sudden change, frequency unknown to the body, and body didn't have time to adjust. So it goes into self-preservation mode, and in that moment releases some toxin from a cell, and then you have a symptom of toxic blood and detox of this blood, flu. But then body adjusts to these frequencies, and you are no more bothered by them until TV frequencies came out, another flu. Satellite frequency, another flu. We adjust. It's not doomsday. Same we adjust to cell phones. Okay, you have them too close to your brain for a long time, brain warms up. It's very hard for body to fight with this. Circulation increases. And if you have toxic blood, more toxicity comes there and causes a problem. If you don't have toxic blood, you don't have problem. And most of the toxins are of our making through our response to our environment, our emotions. So, more harm is being done by your fear of something than actually by that thing that you are fearing. This is why I receive often emails or comments, Darko, why don't you talk more about this? And why don't you talk more about this? You know, so many people are dying and so much. I don't want to fearmonger unless I have antidote. And whenever I talk about something, I right away I point to negativity and I give you right away information how not to be sucked into this, how you can protect yourself. Now, we are being trapped by this evil, this cabal, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. There are many organizations in this. And they all want us unaware of truth. So everything they allow you to hear is basically what they want you to know and how you should program yourself and keep you away from the truth, especially away from your inner knowing, consciousness, high consciousness, whatever you want to call it, God, Jesus. Once when you understand that everything there is based on your interpretation of frequencies through programming. There is the original programming that was created so you have the experience of the three-dimensional density of the world, but then you have been blocked from knowing how to handle this, how to connect, how to get help, how to learn more. You are blocked from this, so this way you can be manipulated. And you are blocked through fools, through everything that government tells you you must do and you must obey, through what 10 Commandments tells you. No, you must not do this, you must not do this. Well, Ten Commandments is something obvious, but do you need 10 commandments? There is only one commandment. Treat others the way you like to be treated. This is the only commandment. And encompasses everything and much more than its 10 commandments. But hey, I'm now heretic because I don't believe in what it says in the Bible. Of course I don't. The Bible is a bunch of nonsense, but truthful facts. But then nonsensical stories around it for children, and we are all kept with a childish mentality all our life. Do not focus too much on light. The essence is electromagnetic frequency. And this frequency can be transmitted to our brain or to us through light, through sound, through sense of taste, smell, touch, and direct electromagnetic input through idea. When I was doing ayahuasca, several times, I had huge download. I was just sitting and all of a sudden, information in the form of pictures. Sometimes sound and touch. But most of the pictures are. And I was like, what's all that? But I knew that it's a programming, and I'm not ready yet to understand everything that was given. It will be revealed as I mature. So I myself have to go little by little through this as it occurs in my consciousness or in my so-called reality. And I will know how to handle it. If you want to prove that this is so, you can do it easily. You can use kinesiology, you can use pendulum, you can use dowsing rods, and you can actually practice. I made a video about it already, but repetition. What ancient teachers used to say. Repetitionum est madre studiorum. Repetition is the mother of studies. This is how you learn. The brain needs repetition to finally get it. When you want to play instrument, you can be shown where the notes are, but you take the piano, you take the guitar, and you think you have two left hands. Nothing is right. You're feeling, I'll never be able to do this. But it takes time for brain to make synapses, to adjust to particular way of focus. And once, when it's there, well, you start little by little getting it. And once when you know how to play one song, all of a sudden, you can play all of them. No big deal. Because you are always assisted in the area of your focus. This is what is happening also now with me with the awakening process, especially with understanding the digestion, understanding the body on a completely different level than I was told in medical school. And if you want to practice, or just see if anything I say is truthful, you can take a sheet of paper, cut it in 8 pieces, and write statement that you know is positive, that you know is true, like your name, and on the other paper write your name, but I am Darko, or I'm Ivan. One is true, one is not. On another paper, something else. I'm married or I'm single. You know which one is true, you know which one is not. On another paper, you can say, I love to ride motorcycle, or I hate to ride motorcycle. You know, one is true, one is not true. You can make more papers like this. Then each one squish and mix them, put them in one bowl, and then make 2 other bowls. One is for your positive answers, one is for negative answers. And then from the bowl where all these things are, take one. As you have it in your hand, through your chakra, you are going to receive the frequency of what is written there. This is why you have to be careful. when you are writing your name, that you are thinking, this is my name. Because if you write your name, I am Darko, I'm really not. Well, it's not, it may not work. Because what is going to be in there is going to be, is going to be trapped. You will not be able to see what is on the paper. You will take the electromagnetic signature from it and then put it in front of you, and either kinesiology or dowsing rods say, okay, is the statement in front of me truthful? Well, if it says luck, positive, yes, you put it on a yes part. If it opens up, it's negative, put it on negative part. Take another one. Hold it a little bit in the hand. A few seconds is enough. Put it in front of you. Do the same thing. What is this? Is the statement on this paper? Is it truthful? Yes. The yes part. Another one. And then when you're done, you go to the yes pile or to the no pile and start opening and checking how many times were you correct and how many times you missed. At the beginning, you may be 50-50. Sometimes maybe even worse. Sometimes maybe better. But then again, 50-50. But you will see, as synoptically, you are going to start clicking. All of a sudden, you're going to be 70-30 correct. Then 80-20 correct. And then 100-100. Always correct. Once when you're always correct, well, then you can ask, wow, is my girlfriend cheating on me? No, I'm fine. Nobody can lie to you. Nobody has to tell you anything. Or if they tell you a lie, you can ask, well, is it true? No, it's not true. I don't care. Nobody can lie to you. This is why nobody can tell me if Trump is run with the bad guys. Because is Trump's intent good? It is good. The dowsing run. Showing my yes. Oops. My yes is closed. Showing my no is open. Is it Trump with white hats on the good side of humanity? Yes. Nobody can tell me otherwise. I don't care what you, I don't care what argument you give to me. I don't care. Because I received the correct information from within. Nobody can lie to you once when you start connecting to your true self. Because of all the bad programming that we have, we cannot connect, we don't trust. Even now, if I want to know something, well, I don't practice enough, so I'm not that good anymore. I used to be pretty good on both, but then I'm involved with other things and I don't practice. When you don't practice, you get stale. You need, again, to practice a little bit to fine-tune yourself. But because of this, if there's something I really want to know, and I don't want to influence myself, because you can easily turn your hands or squeeze a little harder and, oh, yeah, it's true. Well, actually, it's not. So if I want to know something badly, then I ask my wife to be my surrogate. And either I'm dowsing or I tell her to douse and I hold the thought. And without her knowing what I'm asking, she just tells me if what I'm thinking, if it's positive or negative. Yes or no. Or maybe. Or there is more to it. So there is nothing that can be hidden from you. Same is with tarot cards. And you really want to know what's happening in the world now. One of the best online tarot card readers that I like to watch occasionally is Janine from Canada. Jean-Claude and Janine, it's very good. Because everything what they say resonates with me. This is exactly how I see things. Okay. And again, Janine herself, she was anti-Trump. And then card showed her the truth. And when I'm in doubt, I grab dowsing or I do kinesiology and I just check it out, just to clarify my things. When I turn yellow as a canary because of strong detox, the little fear came, oh, maybe I have some tumor grow and close my bile passage. So first thing I did, I just took my dowsing rod and I said, Okay, do I have any obstruction in my bile ducts? No. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I know it's a detox. And I just started drinking way more plasma and having this yellow diarrhea. My ass was burning. And it took me almost 3 weeks. I was through. I didn't vomit, but I almost hour on hour diarrhea. I was drinking tons of salty water. And everything went away. Pain went away. The yellow discharge stopped. Burning stopped. I'm fine. I can do martial arts. I can jump around. No problem. I need to cleanse. But well, because we are lied to all the time, we don't understand really too many variables. And you hear too many things. So what is true, what is not true? Well, observe. Observe first. As far as diet and health goes, observe wild animals, how they live. Do they have any problems? If they don't, how they eat. We'll figure it out. And then if you have any question that you don't understand, ask. Go within. Ask. Okay, help me. You have to initiate. You always have to initiate. This change, we have to initiate. I hear all the time, oh, they're only 1%. We are 99%. We get up and they can do nothing. But whom do you see getting up? If this few awakened people would not trigger this change, it would be all lost. Even now, almost half of America is sleeping. Okay? They had to put this camel, Harris, they had to put her as opposition to Trump, because keeping Biden, it would be questionable if there will be enough surplus of votes coming to Trump so he can be president legitimately like this, in this stealing type of election. So they could not risk to have Biden there. They had to put Kamala that everybody hates, and even she got millions of votes. Okay, most of them were stolen, but look at this crowd of these fascists. They call themselves anti-fascists. Black Lives Matter. Okay, they're almost gone, they're waking up. But these airheads with these signs, they don't get it. They still vote for airhead, idiot, just because they hate another guy. Even though that guy, everything what he said, he did. He's changing everything. The whole world is going to shift. This is a global, this is not only America, United States. This is global stuff. But as everything else, it starts from one point and then spreads around. We do not, all of us get reprogrammed by the Creator, by creative force. Only few. And then through vibration, it radiates on others. That's how it works. So, I was told many times about circadian rhythm. Again, to me, it's a baloney the way how it's presented. It has nothing to do with night and day. With the moon, very little, because the moon is there not only overnight but during the day. So you should have exactly the same circadian rhythm during the day as you have during the night. But no. Well, no. What? Things were completely different. And we cannot get this knowledge from our books because all books are crooked. The truthful things are either destroyed or in the Library of Vatican. You and I cannot enter. So we cannot get the truth in any other way but connecting directly. Not out there, but out there. Within. So, or is it out here? We have to start learning the truth. It's all based on frequency and on programming. We are now breaking the veil. We are weakening these programs that have been pushed on us. We are revitalizing the original programming. And this is called awakening. We are stepping away from chains. that bond us. And we are here to help each other to succeed. Because without you, I cannot succeed. It's not individual thing. It's related to the net. Some of us are cleansing all the time because others are still sleeping. Normies are sleeping. Somebody has to cleanse the net. They're not doing jack shit. So those who are doing it have much more work to do. And we have stronger symptoms. And I sympathize with everyone. But it's not by chance. You agreed to this. And now you are going through the physical experience of what you have agreed to do. And hopefully we manage to clean this net so the normies have less burden, the veil gets thinner, so maybe they snap out of it, but they will need some jolt. And the jolt is going to be what the Whitehead says, near-death experience to humanity. Well, not to us awakened. We're going to be laughing when this thing happens. Exactly how they plan to do it, there are a couple options. We don't know yet what will be. It will depend on us because we are the driving force behind. Not the normies, but those of you who watch this ridiculous videos like this one. Waking up. We are the ones holding the light and cleansing the net and allowing this shift to go. Guys, we are doing a great job because we have avoided all the cataclysms that were predicted that will have to happen. But because of our powerful awakening, we have avoided all of this. So maybe even this big bang is going to be much softer because it's not going to be needed as strong since the veil is thinning. We are cleansing the stuff. So don't feel bad if you have a huge detox going on. You know, following self-healers protocol is going to help you tremendously. And just keep cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. And don't look at it as a disease. Look at it as a blessing. Because you are doing the work you came here to do. And you are helping consciousness to accomplish what is set to do and catapult us in a higher realm of frequencies where we will see more colors, more sounds. Everything will be like on steroids around us. Bliss. But until we get there, which is going to be soon, we are still going to have some strong experience before summer. We're working now. So, timing, I was always bad on timing because I know what's going to happen, but I never knew when. So for me, I was always ready. But now, as everything is already happening, you cannot stop what's happening. So, final revealing exposure of what actually was the 9/11. Who did it? Inside job. Who took down the Pan Am in Lockerbie? That CIA action was there killing people just because they wanted someone dead in there. All these false flags, everything will come up. Kennedy's dead. Everything will come up. And I believe this is, and with the children, the satanic treatment of children, in which a lot of celebrities are involved, a lot of politicians and heads of countries are involved in child abuse, child sacrifice. All this is going to come out now for normies to see. And maybe this is going to be the trigger point. We'll see, but it's going to happen very soon. It has to happen before summer, before June. So, we'll see. Now, I hope you understand the frequencies a little better. And your thought is a frequency. Every time you think positive, it's not only for you. You share this positivity with a net that encompasses the whole planet. And together with others of the same sentiment, the whole planet vibrates, the whole galaxy vibrates, the whole universe vibrates. I know it sounds crazy, but I've seen it. and you will soon. Thank you for listening. I'm being bit now by mosquitoes here. So until next time, give you some time to digest. God bless us all. Love you. Thank you for being here. Namaste.